Hi, everybody. Welcome to our sixth episode of Immigration Buzz by Adnan and Shariq. Myself, Hassan Shariq from Toronto, and my colleague Adnan Khalid from Calgary welcome you in this latest episode. Um, Adnan, there is some. Okay, I'll remove that.
Yeah,
Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. There's an error message, so I am just trying to.
I think that's fine. We can just ignore it and
Ignore
let's
it for now.
proceed.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Sorry for the disruption. There was some issue with the streaming on one of the platforms. So once again, welcome to the show. A few updates. So we've recently had the federal election in Canada. So that's a hot topic to discuss. But moving forward, we thought that a lot of people have been asking us, like through the comments and questions that we got, a lot of people have asked us about various PNP options where applicants are being invited, especially applicants who are outside of Canada. So next few programs, next few episodes will focus on various PNP programs and the in-demand occupations. And for that, what we'll do today in today's episode is that first we will talk about one such hot PNP option. We will discuss the various occupations that they've been inviting, the general eligibility, and then in the second half of the episode, we will resume with our normal question and answer session. So to begin, I'll hand it over to Adnan. Adnan, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. So far, so good. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, not on the PNP topic, but how do you see elections, the outcome of the election, which is a hot discussion topic?
It was not the results, I think, which the Liberal government was thinking to get. So it's same government came again with the same results.
Yeah.
No improvement. Again, it's a minority government. So basically, the policies on the immigration side are going to see the continuation. We are not going to see any disruption there. So, yeah, that's good news on the immigration side.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So a lot of times this whole election discussion is more done outside of Canada because a lot of skilled prospective skilled migrants are of the opinion that if there is a specific government, like a specific party coming into government, probably immigration is going to grow. Yes, it has an impact, but as Adnan said, that because it's the same liberal government and they've pretty much gained this same number of seats that they had like 20 days ago. so
No
for
change,
us,
no, but one change came actually, Hassan. In Calgary, we always have conservatives like winning the election throughout in Calgary, but this time we got one seat for a liberal.
okay,
This
okay.
specific election, so that is something
That's
different
for a
from the
change.
previous
Yeah,
one.
that's
Yeah.
that's that's for a change. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So a lot of you can expect similar policies. When we say similar policies, the overall policy, some of the streams were closed because of the COVID situation, so don't take that as a policy. But accepting people from outside of Canada, skill migration like this, also emphasis on the various programs for parents and grandparents, we will see a continuation of this. With that said, I'll hand it over back to Adnan to talk a little about the hot PNP stream that is there, where a lot of outland applicants can have good possibilities. Adnan, over to you. Just
Thank you,
take out
Hassan.
this take out the secret thing out of the box.
Thank you. So today we discuss already, like Hassan and me. We said let's educate our guys and team and members to what are the hot occupations in Canada, and specifically we want to target on Saskatchewan today because their draw came recently on 8th of September, and Saskatchewan is the province which nominate people without the job offers. So most of the people they are interested in putting their application in this particular province. So let me share my screen and I will walk you over one by one. All right, let me know if you see my screen. Yes, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
So
it's
as you
fine.
can
Yeah.
see, On 8th of September, there were 212 applicants on the in-demand occupations and then 316 on the express entry side. So there are two programs under the Saskatchewan PNP. The difference is express entry, these are the guys who are already in the pool. So they got selected from there, and the in-demand occupations basically CEC guys or the people who are submitting applications without express entry profile. But overall, the if we look at the job occupations, they are same for both these programs. So you can see that 316 plus 212 approximately. So yeah, that is the number they invited the candidates on 8th of September. All right, so let's go on one by one, and I will just tell you what are the hot occupations. So the first one is 0911. Actually, that is manufacturing managers, so who work in the industry. That is one of the hot one. The second is 0821. That is the agriculture managers. Now, Saskatchewan, if you don't know, Saskatchewan is a very flat land, famous for its agriculture business. So that is a hot occupation there. Coming to another one, 3211, that is related with medical laboratory technician. So this is because of COVID, we are seeing a lot of medical related occupations are coming now. 3234 is paramedical. 9232 is petroleum, gas, and chemical process operators. Again, this is a prairie land famous for agriculture, famous for their oil and gas. So another occupation related to it. Then we have 9232. Sorry, 9232. We discussed 4151. That is again medical related. It's psychologist, people like again from doctor side. Then we have 3216, that is medical radiation experts. So this is another very hot one. 3215 is this is again the machine operators on the medical equipments. So that is a hot one. So if you are particularly skilled and you have a certificate or degree in these running these equipments, MRI machines, X-ray machines, and others, so these are the hot occupations going on these particular NOCs. Then coming to 3143 is occupational therapist, medical related. The next one is 3122. I'm just mixing little bit because I actually catered the medical separately and the industrial and the other occupations separately. So 3122 is chiropractors. I know it's not so famous occupation, particularly in South Asian countries, but it is very hot one in Canada. So 3122, that is chiropractors. The next one now, it's 8255 and 2225. I will combine these two because these two are related with the landscape contractors and landscape technicians. So Canada is famous for its green beauty, its flowers, its trees. So they take special care of it. So if you are expert in these, there is a very good chance you will get nominated. The next one is let me mix another one. Uh, 9226, again, this is the mechanical supervisors, the mechanical operator supervisor. So if you work in an industry on the machines, this is the particular occupation for you. 0822, it's the managers in environmental division. So again, Canada is very famous for these environmental green energy and all that. So that is a very hot knock right now. And then I have 9231, that is again related with environmental. So these are technicians in that particular division. So these are the very hot occupations going on. But overall, what we can see from here, there are three categories particularly. One is environmental, the second is the manufacturing side, and the third one is medical related. So you see these three NOCs are very hot in this particular province. And also, if you look at the score, it's 66. So 60 is the lowest, like you need to qualify to even put your application in SINP, but 66 is the number. So it's fairly like low. If we look at the previous months draws, so you can see that it was high. It was one time 70,
Yeah.
71, 73. So the score is going down. What I'm like trying to tell you that the score is going down a little bit because they are focusing on these particular embassies. So 66 was the number. Hassan, please feel free to add anything you want to jump in.
A very good point that you've raised, Adnan, about the scores dropping. So historically, for quite a while, their scores have been 70 or above. 73, 74. I think it went to 76 even. Um, Keep in mind that this is probably 66 is probably the lowest in about a year and a half or something. It has there were a few draws, I'd say about more than 12 months ago, which were close to 68. But this clearly shows, and the way Adnan has sort of bifurcated these or group these knock codes into various categories. This is very important. Moving forward, we can expect that people might be in these broad categories. There might be more draws to come, because Adnan, if you just scroll down, if you see with this particular program, the good thing is that um, they have been inviting people, or there have been draws almost every month. Even in some instances, it's been more than once a month as well. So this is a program which has been open. Again, these applicants can be in Saskatchewan, like in Canada, or they can be outside of Canada as well. So yeah.
Exactly. So Saskatchewan is like very regular in their draws. So you can say every bi-weekly they have one draw. So they are famous for that. And of course, it's a very good province to live with. I personally work in city of Regina. It's a very nice city, very small city with less population, have all the facilities. And especially the one thing I like about it, it's very sunny. So we like sun in Canada a lot. That's why Calgary is the famous one. Regina is also the second one. So yeah, it's a very nice city and a very good population, like of other cultures as well. So yeah, if you guys have, like, if you are particularly related with the medical field, especially the technician side, you should start looking into this particular province, because there are very good chances you will get a nomination. All right, coming back to our normal stuff, we will share more details. I would also like to touch base today, Hassan, if you allow me. Uh, I would like to touch also the hot professions in Manitoba.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So let
yeah.
me
Let's
let
yeah.
me share those details if people are interested in those ones. So just to give you a very briefly, just to mention like what Manitoba is looking on the other side. So every province, they have their own set of professions they are keen in looking into. So Saskatchewan is the one. Manitoba now, they are looking for people. So the first very hot knock which is going on is the graphic designers, which is the 5241. Very hot. Like if you have this particular um, profession, you're working in it for a number of years, please start looking into Manitoba. The other second one is the computer network technicians. That is the knock code 2281. So that is also related with the IT field, but Manitoba is looking there. The other one, which I personally like it a lot, it's home support workers, housekeepers, and related occupations. That is 4412. So that is, a lot of people fall under this particular profession. So yeah, if you have 4412 job descriptions in your profile, if you just read it through and make sure like it's a match, then start looking on Manitoba. That is the key thing, like guys, what we are trying to establish here. It's not about only just putting your profile on Express Entry. You need to be very proactive, looking and researching where is the chances for you to maximize to get
Yeah.
the nomination. So you cannot just blindly put a profile in any province. You need to make sure is there should be a some plus and minus uh, advantages there when you are deciding to go through with that particular province. So yeah, this is the research you guys can do. So
Yeah.
Manitoba, Saskatchewan, we both discuss. We will be bringing more in the next episode about the hot professions going on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, because these draws are keep coming in, and we'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah. And as Adnan mentioned, that we will be talking more on that. So what we will do is that in the upcoming sessions, maybe we will also talk about the, the eligibility requirements or the assessment point grade, because these two programs, they have there's a lot of opportunity for people who are missing out on safe points in a express entry because of age. because when it comes to express entry, if you are beyond 30, your chances are very, very low. So Saskatchewan is one program where people who are above 30 might benefit, and Manitoba is another one. So in the upcoming sessions, we will talk about the, the assessment criteria as well as the point grid as well. Um, I
Yeah.
think that's where we can move on towards. Adnan, do you have anything to add on this, or should we
Yes, I think
just move
on
on to the?
Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
I would like to just briefly touch base with you guys. So Saskatchewan, it's just from experience. It's better if you have an express entry profile already in the system before you go with the SINP. And just to let you know that as the Saskatchewan province require as from us, like as an immigration consultants, to have a separate license for this particular province. So it's not like one license working for all provinces. Some provinces they have their own rules and regulations under the federal government, and Saskatchewan is the one who require from us to attain a separate, to provide them a separate surety bond and get their license, and they will provide us a portal. So fortunately, we have access to that particular portal as well. So we are representative of the Saskatchewan. Hassan, did your name added on the list on Saskatchewan yet or not?
No, I haven't
Okay.
got that,
So
but because you are there,
okay.
so yeah.
Okay, so guys, it's very easy also to check on the website of SINP if there is a list of all the professional consultants or immigration consultants who have their access to Saskatchewan. So you can find their name and information. So that is another way to check if you're a consultant when they are saying that they can put your application in Saskatchewan. So make sure they are registered in that particular province, and you can easily check that because this list has been made public, and on you can check it on SINP website easily. So that is another way to help yourself to educate properly. Okay. So Hassan, I think that's for today. SINP and Manitoba, I think. So we can start taking questions as
Yeah.
our next session, and
Yeah. So what
we'll
I'll
try
do
to
is that
address it.
before we move on to the comments and question and answer, another beautiful Canadian landscape for you to enjoy, and we'll be back in a few seconds time. Perfect. So now that you've enjoyed that as well, let's start taking on the comments and the questions. Faisal is saying Assalamu alaikum, Sir Shariq and Sir Adnan. So Sir Adnan, Assalamu alaikum and wa alaikum assalam from my side as well. Hamza is again one of the regular attendees. So good to see you, Hamza. Hamza is saying hi. MBBS. There's a few different comments, so I'll try and take them all. So one is by Hamza, MBBS doctor, 5 or 6 years of experience, and age is under 30. Only thing which we have not is IELTS. We both husband and wife want to move. Wife is doctor. So yeah, Adnan.
So the thing is, as I was mentioning, Hamza, I am not sure even if you are in express entry or not, but believe me, your profession is very good enough, and there is a lot of opportunities coming in from different provinces at numerous occasions we have seen like for the last 1 year. But it's important that you have to have your profile in the express entry so that you can cash out the activities coming along the way.
Yeah.
There is no There is no excuse to see when the FSW will open and then you will enter your profile. I will strongly recommend that you put your profile in the Express Entry and start cashing out the opportunities wherever it comes into play. So please think about that.
Yeah, and also I'd like to add, Hamza, that I think you've mentioned that your wife is the doctor, is doctor, and you both are 30. So depending, it also has to be ascertained as who will be the main applicant. And as you're saying that you have everything other than IELTS, uh, just make sure that you also have the ECA, because sometimes people just wait for IELTS result, and by that time they have the IELTS result, they've lost quite a few months, and then they start the ECA process. And also it is important as to from where you need to get your ECA done. That's an important piece as well. It might not be so much for an MBBS degree, but other degrees it's important, because you have to save time, as well as see what's the best ECA outcome you get. um, Perfect. um, the name is actually IRCC Resume FSW Draws. That seems like a campaign. Um, I I don't know who it is, but the question is: federal skilled worker draws were halted due to question mark COVID, then vaccination, then US travel, then international travel, then India travel, then election. Now, what should we link with FSW draws? It's been 9 months.
Okay. So you know what? Instead of giving comments in journal, when it's gonna open, when it's gonna close, the thing is only IRCC knows when they are going to announce the draws of FSW. What we can do, we can provide our research and analysis on that. So here is the research. Please try to listen to it. We This is the analysis which I'm trying to do. So CEC draws, like they were going on like 3,000, 2,000 every bi-weekly, right? But if we look at the express entry pool as of September 14th, 2021, so the data which the people who entered their profile into express entry, between the score 601 to 1200, there is 571 people in the pool right now waiting.
Yeah.
From 501 to 600, there is 3009 people in the pool.
Yeah.
From 451 to 500, there is 39,211 people in the pool. From 401 to 450, there is 42,529 people in the pool. Okay, I will not go beyond than that because that's the list will go on. So what's going to happen? Let's say if IRCC decide to start the FSW draws, they have to, because they need to start it. They are just waiting for something. They have to start. When, we don't know, but they will start. So the score in the beginning is gonna go skyrocket. If we just look at the numbers, right?
Yeah.
It will stay in 451 to 500 for longer period of time.
Yeah.
So now from here, what analysis you can take out? So the people who are less than 451 score, they need to start looking into other options to bump up their score. And
Of
how?
course.
They need to look into the PNP,
Yeah.
particularly PNP, how they can get score 600 points from there. And also in PNP, not every PNP, because their profile is not going to fit in all provinces.
Yeah.
So they need to be picky where they are going to enter their profile, and then just constantly keep researching on that.
Yeah.
The second option is try to get a job offer in the pool and bump it up by 50 points. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is for the people who are standing between 401 to 450. This is what they can do, two options. The people who are under 400,
Just one thing, Adnan. I would actually say that even people who are close to 450 and say not above that, even they can greatly benefit, because see, as you mentioned the numbers. Say for instance there is an all-inclusive draw right away, and say for instance it's a 4,000 ITA draw. The cutoff score might actually be very close to something like 480 if you look at the numbers.
that is interesting. But from 471 to 480, I didn't want to go into detail, but
Yeah.
you asked for it. From 491, let me break it down. From 491 to 500, 1,719 people waiting
Yeah.
in the pool.
Yeah, yeah, and there's about
481.
500 above, which has score of 600 to 1,200. So add that as well. So about 1,500.
Yeah. So 481 to 490, that there is 4,539 people in the pool.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
the interesting one, 471 to 480, there is 12,183 people in the pool.
Yeah.
So you can see like people are already there, like waiting for it to get an ITA. So from there you can get and start gauging yourself where you are standing, what you
Yeah.
need to do, where you need an action. So this is kind of thing like we can provide as an immigration consultant. We can give you these numbers and our research what they're saying. I hope that answered the question somehow.
Yeah.
So this is going to happen once the draw started. This is the score range is going to be falling into. So kind of, I think we give you your answer.
Yeah, I'll just quickly add into that that see, yes, I know there's a lot of frustration for people who are outside, but you have to look at it from a different angle as well. There were travel restrictions, there were issues with processing, so they can't really just process applications. There's a lot of FSW applicants who are waiting for a decision on their application for 8 9 months. So they did not really want to put people in that position again, and that's why there has been a blockage. So as Adnan earlier said, they are going to start inviting people from outside of Canada. They have to. Whenever is the right time, they'll not wait for it. But we have to wait and see as to when that happens. Perfect. Moving on. Faisal has a question, sir. My only question that when IRCC is going to start releasing biometric instructions for PR application for Outlander applications. Now, I
Okay.
don't get.
I
Adnan, can you
there,
make
there
anything out of
is
it?
I think there is a problem going on in getting their biometrics done in India,
Yeah.
but in Pakistan it is open. You can get an appointment and you can finish your biometric instructions if you receive from IRCC. If that is the question related to, then, but we are not like getting much information out of it. But this is what the situation right now is.
Yeah, and my take is that if it says biometric instructions, this actually means the biometric request. And biometric requests have been there hasn't been any pause on that. Applicants have been
Yeah.
receiving those, so I'm not 100% sure where the blockade is. Um, Moving on, there's a question by Khatija. How can one process PNP as a pharmacist, and which province is the best? Uh, there is a follow up on that as well. As a pharmacist, can one apply as a manufacturing manager?
Hassan, you want to
So,
take that? That's a good one.
yeah, that's a good one. So, as a pharmacist, and again, it's important. This is very related to the discussion that we had initially about SINP. Some of the manufacturing professions over there. Now, keep in mind, if you have a degree in pharmacy, you're qualified as a pharmacist. That doesn't always mean that your NOC will be a pharmacist. Your NOC, your occupation depends on the duties and roles that you're performing. So if you are a pharmacist and you're working for a pharmaceutical company, but your role is maybe the marketing of their products, you will be more likely a marketing manager or product manager and not a pharmacist. If you are looking at the manufacturing side, then yes, definitely you can nominate your NOC as a manufacturing manager, and there is possibility for that in various places. We just discussed about Saskatchewan. So yeah, there has to be detailed assessment of your job duties, and then we can sort of say with certainty, but there is a possibility. Adnan, anything?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, when we ask for an experience letter, just from experience, I'm telling you, so what we are getting in return is the salary letter stating they started working from this to this date and this is the profession. No, guys, when we ask for experience letter, we need to see the detailed job description, the work
Yeah,
actually you did on that particular time duration with that particular employer. So once we have those job description JDs, we call it, in front of us, and then we cross match it with different knock code which are kind of close to your job description, and then we pick out one, because that is a very key decision we need to make. Because once we select the wrong knock code, it's going to fall in a very different way which nobody wants. So that is an important thing to do. So as Hassan already mentioned about it, he's exactly 100% right. So please follow what he instructions he provided.
Thank you. So moving on, and this might be the last question. Hamza has a follow question. If primary applicant do IELTS with CLB 9, then IELTS can be exempted for secondary candidate. I have BB and LLB degree, but no work experience of mine, and we both are under 30. And he mentioned that IELTS and doctors have very less chances for PNP.
Okay.
Um, yeah, Adnan?
Okay, so the thing is, he's saying if the principal applicant score high in IELTS, then the other person is exempted. No, that is not the case, buddy. The thing is, assessment does not move like that. We need to see overall you both combine on one as a family on an application, fulfill the minimum requirements for a program, so that you are going to put your main applicant profile into express entry. So if we see that score is high enough and the other person, the second accompanying member, does not need an IELTS, that's well and good. But we cannot make an assessment until and unless we have a detailed breakdown of what is happening on the profile.
Yeah,
So don't make an assumption there, because it's not going to work in this way.
yeah,
The second question which he asked, I listened that doctors have very less chances of PNP. I don't agree with that at all, because we have recently seen, and Hassan, especially in Newfoundland and Labrador, they
yeah,
introduced their own PNP program for just 2 months, and they
yeah,
were giving permanent residency to people just like that. Like if you are in
yeah,
this profession, they will give you. But the thing is, people are not aware of it. We know as a research, because we are doing on a daily basis, so we know about
yeah,
it. If somebody is already ready, his documents is ready, he's in the express entry pool, he has all the experience letters with him, he has funds available to show the federal government. If that opportunity comes in, it's just a matter of just sending the documents there
yeah,
and represent the case, and that's it, get the PR. But yeah, it's not a fair statement to say that doctors have less chances in PNP. So
yeah.
that's my take on that.
Yeah, I'll the 2 cents that I'll add into it. Both of these. That Hamza first. There's no exemption that you get for IELTS. Yes, if primary applicant has a CLB 9, that's a good score. But as Adnan rightly mentioned, that if your application is coming as an accompanying spouse, then that will reduce the overall points, and then there might be a need for the secondary applicant, the dependent spouse, to sit for an IELTS and add those points as well. Also, keep in mind that with the composition of the express entry pool right now, the qualifying scores, as Adnan presented the whole stat and maths in front of you, will be 480s. So even if you are at 470s and you miss out on those important points because of your IELTS, you might have to wait for I don't know how many months, and it might then close again. So no exemption on that. And then there are possibilities that we can suggest, that if that is the case, we can suggest if you need to submit your application as a non-accompanying spouse case as well. But then again, it's something that requires a detailed assessment. The second question that you asked about doctors, and Dan rightly pointed about the Newfoundland. Now, keep in mind, sometimes these small windows open for a very short time period. If you start your process at that time, you'll miss out on that opportunity. But if you've already had your ECS done, your IELTS is ready, your general express entry profile is already created, any such opportunity comes, it's just a matter of few clicks, and you can be benefiting from that. Um, I'll take the last one, and this is the last question. Adnan, what are the options available for people who have low CRS score?
This kind of vague question, but a nice one, because this is generally what people think about it. So if you have a low CRS, one thing then you can look into, of course, is the PNP programs. But again, if CRS score is low in the Canadian experience class, that is a separate ball game. Like if
Yeah,
you are already in Canada and you have a low CRS score, there are chances you will be picked up, because it happened like a couple of months ago when Canada announces 40,000 PRs. Like they just give it like that. So if you are in Canada, it's a different ballgame. But if you are outside of Canada and you have a low CRS score, then you need to look into the provinces which are hot as per your profession, and then you have to keep an eye, keep updating your profile, looking into it, which new program is opening up, where you can put your profile, what are the chances, and all that kind of things you need to do to increase your CRS score. Because as per the numbers we presented today, the score is going to be high for federal skilled worker for at least a couple of draws until it is saturated, and then of course it will gradually go down. But remember, there is a lot of people putting their profiles on a daily basis, so so the numbers keep coming up.
And one important thing to keep in mind, that because this is again a bit of a vague question, I would say that it depends as to you first have to have a look at why is your CRS score low? What are the factors contributing to it? So if it is because of age, then you don't have any way of improving that, and then you have to, as Adnan rightly mentioned, then you have to look for PNP options where age beyond say 30 is not so much of an issue. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, some other options are there. If your CRS is low because of IELTS, and sometimes it can only be because of a low score in just one module. You just improve that, and you could greatly improve your score. Your CRS score could be low because of education. Again, there are small little things that you do, and that could increase. So it depends. I actually made, like, on my social media platform, I made a quick video where I gave 5-6 options. So there is the possibility that you could look into job offer, you could look into improving your education or language ability, looking for a PNP, and two options which need a bit of thinking, but they are possible then if none of these works, is study in Canada. That could be an option that would greatly help you. Or if you are able to invest in Canada, that's an option as well. So that's what I give for that. And with that, I think we don't have any more questions, Adnan. So we'd like to end the show for today. I'd like to mention again, great feedback coming in. Keep providing us with your feedback, your comments. Do share it with other folks as well, because a lot of you who are interested in Canadian immigration, you might have other people interested in Canadian immigration, and by sharing these streams, you will help other people get this information. And that's some way that a lot of other people can join the session, and they can ask questions, and everybody can benefit. So thank you very much for joining us on this session, and we look forward to having you all in a week's time from now. And before I close, another beautiful landscape of Canada